Hi everyone, so I'm just going to go through today, one of the lessons we've got is a Minecraft lesson. So we actually go through a space center and we've got activities to do. And it's all focused around conditionals. So conditionals are the things that we use with computers to make decisions. So they might, we have an if statement. So this is where if something is true, a bit of code will execute, else something else will execute, potentially. So you might have, for example, when you go to decide whether to wear a coat or not, you might look out the window. If it's raining, you will choose to wear a coat. Or if it's really cold, you will also wear a coat. Else, you won't wear a coat. So what you can do with that is really useful, and it's really powerful to actually allow computers to make decisions. So it's used all over the place. It's a really key bit. It's part of the selection bit of programming. With conditionals as well, we've got what's called conditional loops. So if you remember, loops are getting things to do over and over again. So when we had our little agent, we had a line, so we went, repeat 5 times. That was a loop. He was doing things 5 times over and over again. So we can get a conditional loop. So this is what's called a while loop. So while something is true, the code will execute. For example, in one of these activities, we're going to get our little agent to walk forward, and then if there's something in the way, he will then turn. So while there isn't something in the way, he's going to walk forward, and if it is, then you tell him to move. Is that alright? So I'm just going to walk you through what we've got on today. So you'll see that on this Minecraft, this is what you'll see when you start the lesson. So you have to walk up and right click the mouse button to talk to your commander, where he basically talks through your astronaut. You're going to see some training. So we need to get the agent through a series of tests, and he gives us a radio if we've got any trouble. So you have to click I'm ready, and you see you got the radio here. It's worth noting with the radio, if you have the radio out and you right click, it will give you the option to reset the activity. So if you've done it wrong and you need to kind of reset it, you can press once and see it, and then you can press again to confirm, and it will reset for you. So then what you need to do is where you'll see on the screen it say press C to code. So what you can do is you can press that, and it'll bring up the little editor for you. Unlike the free world, it'll actually have only the bits that you need for this activity. So our task is to get the agent to check if a brick is gold, and if it is, destroy it and collect it all up. So you'll see here, the agent needs to destroy and then collect the gold block. So as you can see here, we've got our basic loop, we've got a move, and then we've got an if condition. So this looks a little bit tricky. So it says if agent inspect block forward equals, and then this is the gold block. So this is saying if the agent looks at the block in front of him, forward in front of him, and it is equal to a gold block, then it's going to execute some code in this bit here. So what you have to do now is you have to go through and find the blocks. So the agent will destroy it and then collect it up. So I'll leave that for you now. So if you take a pause, have a go at that activity, and then when you've had a go, come back. So hopefully you've had a go at that now, and so we can have a little look at the code. So if you haven't, obviously do attempt the task and then come back when you've had a go. Hopefully you've completed it. So what we can see is, and I'll walk you through it step by step so it's nice and easy for you to see and kind of get, because this bit's really important because you build on it later on. So on track command material, so just be aware that when you run your code that you're going to need to type in whatever they put up here. Sometimes they change the name, sometimes they don't, so have a little look on there. So this one's material, and it's saying, right, repeat 3 times. So this is, there's 3 blocks for the agent. There's 1 block in front of him, and then another, and then another. So what it's going to do is going to repeat 3 times. So first we'll move the agent left, and then once he's moved, we check. We get the agent to check, look in front of him. He's going to inspect the block in front of him forward, and if it's equal to the gold block, then it's going to destroy it, as we see here, destroy forward, and then collect all. So he's going to collect everything that he goes up. And then this will cycle through. So, if the block is not gold block, this won't execute. So all it will do is move left, no gold block, cool, move left again, no gold block, try again, oh wait, it is. So then it will destroy and collect, and we'll see that now. So if I move across, we have to type in material. There you are. And so we moved across, and oh, there's a gold block, so we destroyed it and collected it. And you'll see it says activity complete on the screen when you've done it. Then what you can do is you can walk through this gate. So now we need to try and get our agent to the gold block. So, the gold block is over this side, and our agent's over this side, so we need to get up here, round here, and around there. So we'll press C to code again. Okay, and then we've got, while the agent is inspecting the block downwards and the block is stone, the agent needs to move forward. If the agent does not detect a block forward, the agent should move forward. If it does have a block in front of him, then he needs to turn left. So we can look here, and obviously if he follows this, then if there's something in front of him, then he can't go forward, so he'll need to turn left. Right, so if I talk you through the code quickly. So this time you're going to have to type in inspect, and then you've got while agent inspects block down equals stone, so they'd be nicely giving you this. You then have got the blocks along here, so you've got some logic stuff, so you've got some if statements. These, well, as we said, execute when the condition is true, so you might need to put some of these bits here, potentially like inside there. And there's some ones as well, so there's movement, turn, detecting, and then inspecting a block. So that's just checking if there is something in front of him, and this is getting him to actually check it, what is in front of him. You've got a while loop. So like I say, while the loop will keep going whilst this condition is true. So whilst there is a grey block underneath him, this loop will carry on. So have a go at that now. These challenges are kind of hard, but they're really useful for getting to know what conditionals are. So do stay resilient and keep having a go. If you're really stuck, you can pop your hand up in class and I'll come over, or I'll show you code in a minute. So have a go at this task. So pause and have a go. So hopefully you've had a go at that one. Really do stick to it and go back and keep trying if you haven't got it just yet. If you're really stuck, obviously watch through and I'll talk through it. Okay, so now we're going to run through the code. So what we've got, remember it's really important to read the stuff at the top. It's really helpful. So you've got while the agent is inspecting the block down and the block is stone. So we were given that. So whilst the agent inspects the block downwards and it's a stone block, and we can obviously check that there, he should move forward. If the agent does not detect block forward, then he should move forward, otherwise he needs to turn left. So if what we need to do is put a statement in. So we've got if agent detects a block forward, so he detects a block in front of him, then he should turn left. Otherwise, so else, he should just move forward. Yeah, otherwise he should move forward. And they've said it in a bit of a weird way. You've got to think about the other way around. In the check first, then if there is something in front. If not, then you can move. So we should be able to press play. If I go inspect, he'll go forward, and he hit a wall. So then he then turned left. you walk forward, hit the left wall and turn left again. And that's how to complete that one. So what we used a while loop on that, and then just an if statement to check if there was something in front of him, then he could turn. So that's really important, just to bear in mind. So hopefully that's been clear for you. So we'll move on to the next activity. So you have to walk through here, have your agent get to the gold block and retrieve it. Ooh, so this one's going to be a bit more challenging. So we jump up on here. See, we've got a little maze to go through. So he's going to go round and round and round, and then he'll get to gold block. The thing to bear in mind with this is it's much like the other one, where if you get him to walk forward until he hits a wall and then turn, that's probably what you're going to want. Because if you keep getting him to walk forward, he's going to just keep hitting this wall. So what I will do is I will leave you to have a go at this challenge. So we'll just get the code up, see if there's anything. So they haven't given you much this time, so this is going to be a little bit harder. But they have given you more in detail instructions at the top. So if he's inspecting the block forward and it's not a gold block, then he can move forward. If there's no block forward, he should also move forward. Otherwise, he's going to have to turn to the left. So if there is something in front of him, turn left like last time. And then when he does reach gold block, he needs to destroy it and collect it. And there are blocks in there for it, but I'll leave that up to you now to have a go at. So we just take a pause, have a go, and then come back in a minute and we'll run through the code. So hopefully that you've had a go at that one, and we can now have a go and look through how to complete it. So if we have a look at the code, got on chat command, they called it run this time, so just bear that in mind. Then we've got, and here's you need to be really careful. So you've got while agent inspect block forward, and this little thing here, hopefully you can see it, is you've got equals and you've got not equal to. So that's 2 lines, so like 2 lines through this way and then a little line through diagonally. So that is not equal to, and then this is, you can just see it's a block of gold. And then, so that is the first bit, to make sure that he's going around and just checking, if it isn't, then he's got to obviously keep moving forward. And then we have another if inside, so we got if he takes a block forward, so something's in the way in front of him, then he needs to turn left like last time. Otherwise, so else, he will move forward 1, and that will just keep going whilst there isn't a gold block in front of him. And then the thing you need to do after that is then, when it comes out of this, so there is something, a gold block in front, he needs to destroy it, so destroy forward, and then he needs to collect it all. So what we can do, save that, it's called run this time. We'll see he goes forward, oh there's something in front, he turns, something in front again, so he turns again, and he'll make his way around. Because of the way the maze is, he's only ever going to be turning left. He looks and destroys the block and collects it. So that's how to do that one. So now what you do is you come up here through this little doorway, and this is the next one. So get your agent to retrieve both the bottom and top gold blocks. So there is a block in the middle there, you can hopefully see, and there's a block right in front there. So he's got to go, around it, up, and then around it again. So this one's a real complex one, and it's almost the second to last activity. So if we go on, we can see the code they give you, pretty basic again. So we've got our repeat, so that's going to do it twice, so that's because he needs to do the bottom maze, and then go up and then do the top maze. So he's got to do it twice, so they've put that in for you. It's called 3D this time, so just bear that in mind. So you need to get the gold block and collect it. You need to do it first on the ground level and then move 3 levels up. So that's important, so you've got to go move up 3. And then repeat the same thing again. So again, giving you less help because it is basically repeating the last activity, but you need to be able to do it twice and you need to move. So I'll give you a chance now. So have a pause of that. So pause, and then have a go at the activity. So hopefully you've had a go at that one. I just have. So if you haven't, go and have a go at that task. If you have, we'll have a look at the code. So this is the code I've got. So they've given you this, repeat 2 times. Again, it's called 3D. And then we do much like previously. So while the agent is inspecting the block in front, so he checks in front, and it's not gold. So obviously it's a bit small on my screen, so I'll try and make it a bit bigger. Move that across and then down a bit. While it's not gold, so they've got equals with a little line through. We then have to do the same, so we've got to put an if in to get him to check where he is and what's in front of him. So if agent detects a block forward, so something's in front of him, then turn left. Otherwise, he will move forward by 1. So much like last time. But the key thing at the bottom is, beneath that while, so that will do the first maze at the bottom. And then beneath I've got destroy forward, because if it's come out of the while loop, it means there's a block of gold in front, so he needs to destroy it and collect it. So he destroys it, collects it, and then he moves up by 3. And then it will come out into the next round of this loop, so it's going to repeat the second time, and it will do the same thing with the maze upstairs, which looks the same. So I'll come here, called 3D. So he sees going around, hits a wall, turns left, and then it keeps going around, and then we see destroys the block, and I'll try and race it upstairs. So now you can see he's gone up and he's going around again. There you are, activity complete. So you've got the block again. So you had to do it twice, but because of the way the maze is, they're only going to turn left. So that's that activity. And the final activity, I'm not going to run through the answers. I want you to have a go, and it's a challenge. So in the simulation chamber, you have full control over anywhere on the grid. Can you find an efficient way to get all the gold blocks? So there's some gold blocks scattered around and various other blocks in the way. Can you get your little agent to go around and destroy and collect the blocks in an efficient way? So I'll leave you that challenge. That should be nice and fun. If you've got questions, pop your hand up. And yeah, thanks. So that was Mr. Allen, and hopefully that's been helpful for you to learn conditionals. So remember your if statement, it will execute a bit of code if a condition is true. And then the else part of the if statement will execute if it isn't whatever the condition is. So you know if it wasn't a gold block, then it would execute another bit of code. And then the while loop is a loop which will execute whilst a condition is true. The bit to remember is when it's true. So hopefully that's been really helpful, and yeah, hopefully that's helpful conditions. Cheers.